Hello, everybody. Welcome to People First's brand new podcast. Oops, I'm an influencer. I am going to be your host, Giovanni.
Hi, I'm Derek Xavier, also known as Dairy Cake on Instagram, and I am a toy collector who's really passionate about sharing my love and experience with toys through unboxing videos and just small highlights through my life.
Love that. Val, would you want to introduce yourself?
Love that. Yes. My name is Val Cheney. I'm the VP of Influencer at People First. So I work across all of our campaigns on our influencer strategy, messaging, creative, and helping service a lot of our clients. So I'm super excited to kick this off with both of you guys today.
All right, well, so let's go ahead and jump into it. Derek, first of all, I love your profile. I love your vibe. I love the whole unboxing vibe. So, the first question that we want to ask you is, what is it about your profile that attracts so many people to follow you? And how did you start growing your audience when it started to take off?
So I will admit that sometimes I'm still not sure why so many people follow me. I feel like I'm just like a huge nerd that likes to collect toys. I didn't really have a hobby before this, so I just was like, you know what, I'm gonna like make some videos and just like talk about toys, like share my passion. And I didn't even have a plan to grow my audience. I just really wanted to like show off my toys and people would comment and then we would talk about like, oh, what toy do you like? Or what are like they would expose me to new toys. They'd ask me like, oh, could you unbox this in the future? And I'm like, yeah, definitely. And it just sort of took off from there. I really just feel like I'm not like a hoarder, but I do have a lot of toys. So I've been collecting like far longer than I even had like this Instagram. So I just love toys and I just love sharing them.
Yeah, wait,
So
how long have you been collecting for? Like your whole life or?
I've been collecting, admittedly, like probably since I was like a little kid. I still have some toys at my parents' house that I have like stashed away in my closet. So
Yeah.
I like, and I admittedly don't even just collect toys. I also collect like Pokemon cards and everything.
Love that.
So it's just like I'm like a goblin or something. I just want to collect items like for the rest of my life.
Do you have a favorite? Sorry,
Very good.
I have
I
to know.
do actually. I do have like one. Admittedly, this is my favorite.
So cute.
Oh, that's so
Um,
cute.
a lot of sentimental value to me because when this came out, this was when I had done my first video. Pop Mart had just opened at a mall near me, and I had only been exposed to Pop Mart maybe like a month or so ago. And I was like, let me just do a video showing off the store. And then I bought this as like a gift to myself. It's like an LA exclusive. And the next morning, I had woken up for like with a DM from Popmart, and they were like, "We would love to have you at our grand opening," and that also really got like the ball rolling as well. So like this Demu is like extremely like special to me, and there's even like, a little Demu like right
No,
over.
I love that.
Nice.
That is so cute. I went on a little Pop Mart binge a couple of months back and I got this little girl.
Oh, Skull Panda.
Yep. I love her. She sits at my desk along with Jimmy Neutron and a little Powerpuff Girl.
Okay, Crybaby. I believe the first one that's the Ink Blossom
Yep.
series.
Yep. That kind of leads to my next question. Well, that you can recall, what was the first blind box that you opened?
So the first blind box I opened was actually when I had first encountered Pop Mart, which was in Paris, and it was the Labubu macaron. Disclaimer, this was like long before anyone knew what like a Labubu was.
Yeah.
So I was just like, look at this like cute little thing. He's so weird. And I just really like fell in love with him. And now I have like a bunch of them. But that was like my first blind box ever. And I had never really opened a blind box beforehand. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
So every other like kind of trinket that you got was mainly just it wasn't blind boxes. It was just stuff that you saw on shelves or
Yes, yeah. It was usually like I used to collect like a lot of anime figures as well. So I had quite a few of those. And like I also collect a lot of stuffed animals. So in my bedroom, it's just like honestly overrun with like stuffed animals.
Listen, I get it. I got Appa right here. I got stuff all over the place.
Like,
Um, what was like, has anyone ever shown you love or offered comfort online through your profile? Like they see the vibe of your profile and they're like, this brings me so much joy because as an adult, some like maybe an older generation would like think this is frowned upon, like keeping toys and to like grow up, but like this reminds me that I can still do this. I'm an adult with like my own money.
yes, yes, I actually get quite a few messages like that often where people are like, "Wow, like you inspired me to collect this toy or you exposed me to that," or it's like, "Oh, it's nice to see that like you're like older, I'm 30." So it's like people are like there's like the concept of like the kidult, which I haven't really used often, but I've heard of it. And
Mhm.
like I remember I had posted something like a video of like my collection saying like just showcasing everything like a little tour and then the text was I'm 30 by the way. And then a lot of people were like, "Oh my gosh, wow, I'm," and they would DM me like, "Oh, I'm 42 and I collect this." And I even have like a couple of like my older like aunts and uncles who have seen my profile and they're like, "Wow, we collect Pop Mart too." And I see them like post on their stories about how much they love it. So it feels nice to have like a sense of community.
Yeah.
That's
And
really cute.
I'll admit I didn't have like many like friends before this because I was always like such an introvert, but getting to like be exposed to the toy community and like meeting other people has really like brought me out of my shell. And it's like I mean I still get nervous like meeting people, but it does feel nice to like just have like that shared similarity of like, "Oh, you collect that too," and then we can talk about it.
Yeah, it's just it's more like we have something in common, therefore like we can really like discuss this and like get into kind of like the nitty-gritty of it, I guess you could say. Like there's like no awkward air, if you will. Um
Yeah.
th that's really, really cool. I like that. So one of the other questions that we had that was based off of like has one of them was has Pop Mart reached out to you, which you already confirmed that they did. But as you enter the creator space, more than likely, when you keep going on with this type of content, you're going to be getting a lot of other products and a lot of other companies that are going to be reaching out to you, asking you, if you want something or if you can do a collab post or anything like that. What would you charge? And like, do you give discounts for brands you really like, or do you keep like a set rate?
So I definitely do show like favoritism to like brands I do love. Like if they're like, "Oh, we want to do this with you and then we can offer you this." I will take it. I like to me like this is like first and foremost like my hobby. So
Mm.
I'm not like exactly like, looking to like make money from this. However, I do have a set rate and I usually try to stick with it. But depending on the company and like depending on what it is, I'm definitely willing to be flexible.
Yeah, so we at People First, we mainly like we specialize in anywhere from like micro to mid tier creators, and a lot of micro creators that we work with, they are figuring out their platform and they're figuring out like basically what their brand is and like how to work the system basically. So I think something that we're trying to also push with this podcast is that we want to know like all of like the trials and tribulations that you have and something that has worked best for you, something that doesn't work for you. Um, being starting out on this, what do you have like any type of tip that you would give like starting out with this, if that makes sense?
Starting out, I would definitely tell like other creators is like you should really value your work. Creating videos and like sharing your what you think of it. Like yes, sure you may enjoy that product. However, at the same time, you have to understand like the speaking to the creator, they have to understand that like the amount of time you put into it, like you should also value that as well because I know a lot of creators do have like actual like day jobs as well and everything. Not everyone is full time. So, if you are being asked to do something, like you shouldn't always think like, oh, well, they're gifting it to me and the product is worth this much. Still, like, no matter how much the product is, you're investing like your own time, your own creativity. So you should learn how to like put a price on that. And that's actually why I really value people first, because initially I had really struggled to put like a numerical value on like a price on like what my work would cost. But thanks to your guidance, it's really been able to kind of like hone my like decision making and like, oh, I'll do this for this amount. And I will admit, a lot of the rates that I have used now are very much based around like people first rates. So
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, it's totally like the Wild West out there. Like sometimes you just say a rate and see if it works. There's there's no harm in
they
that.
ghost you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good way to gauge. So, yeah. And that's fair. I mean, I also like going back to what you said before, you felt that maybe you were introverted and this was hard to get into. But when you built community, it felt, like it was easier and there was a community here all along. There's one thing that like comes up a lot, no matter what you're interested in, your niche, whatever, but like the cringe factor too, of like the trial and error of having to like reshoot the same ad like 4 times and you're like, I'm over it now. I don't, what do you feel like about that? Like creatively speaking, trying to get over those humps.
I would say the cringe factor, honestly, that was probably why I had never, admittedly before this, I hadn't had social media for about 4 years. I did have it like when I was in college, but then after I was like, I'm done with this. Like, I'm never going back. Then I just like jumped over everything and I became a content creator. But yeah, it was like there was no exposure therapy. I was just like, let's do this. So the cringe factor, so admittedly, I don't really feel it like, within if I usually film at home, that's kind of sort of like my thing. Like people are like, oh, film at the park. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that. But what I like is just at the end of the day, I feel like it really feels cringy to you, maybe if you're filming in public. But like, think about it the other way. Like, let's say you were walking and you saw like an influencer like doing something in public. Maybe you'd be like, oh, that's weird, or oh my gosh, like, what are they doing? But you don't really think about that for the rest of your day. It's really just a passing moment, just like an
Yeah.
observation. So at the end of the day, I really like to think, if it makes you happy, you should do it. Like you only have one life. So if I'm gonna film some weird dance thing outside, I'm just gonna do it. You know what I mean? What are they gonna say to me? I'll be like, follow me. So
Yeah. I will say I was talking to one of my friends and she's growing her platform right now and she's looking for work. She wants more full-time or a part-time side gig to couple what she's doing on social media. And so she started planting herself at like art galleries around the city and setting up shop with a tripod, filming herself and letting the owner know, oh yeah, I'm an influencer. I'm just filming some content, da 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 da. And they're like, you're driving people to the store? Like, do you want to work here? Do you want to do content for us? Literally picked up a job in an afternoon.
oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Oh,
Yeah. So
I've
like,
never thought of that. That's actually really smart too.
yeah,
Wow.
I'll
Uh,
just say putting yourself out there can work.
Yeah,
yeah.
I definitely agree. Oh, sorry, Giovanni. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I just wanted to chime in on one thing. Like that's actually how like I've made like a lot of my connections with like local toy stores. I would just go in there and be like, "Hey, I make these videos. Can I film your Monchichi over there?" And it's just sort of like another tip I would give is like, no one's going to advocate for you as much as you will. So, like don't be afraid to send that email or send that DM. You never know what they're looking for. And like, any publicity is good publicity, technically. So just go for it. Just shoot your shot. And if you fail, like you can always try again, no matter what.
Um, I feel that, and actually, that goes along with the next question I was going to ask you. What are some other partnerships and opportunities you've been involved with, and do you have any favorites? But also, do you have any horror stories?
Oh, I definitely do. I definitely do. Um, like we'll
Tell
start with
me.
the bad, then we'll move to the good. With the horror stories, I have found a lot of like gifted collaborations where they're like, oh, can you edit this? Can you edit that? And it's like, oh, well, I already spent like 5 hours on this video. Like, I cannot make this change. And they're like, well, you need to. And I'm like, okay, I will make the edit, but I'm going to keep in mind for like future requests of yours, like I may not be able to take on the project. Usually with that, but I find that a lot of like my paid collabs are like very understanding. I think if you communicate on the onset with the company, like, hey, I'm not going to be able to do this until this date. Like, everyone has like a life and everyone is busy. So I think if you just communicate, you can really avoid a lot of horror stories. I know I've heard some creators say like, "Oh, I just ignored the email." And I'm like, "Whoa, how?" But I just find that like communication is key and it really has like averted horror stories. But to touch on the good stuff, other partnership opportunities, one of my favorites was the Snoopy that I worked with P Flag, not with P Flag, with People First. Really loved that. That was like a dream come true because I'm a huge Snoopy fan. Like I love the Peanuts like with all my heart.
Yeah.
So to do that. And also hearing like that you guys had submitted me, I was like, oh wow, this like means the world. P Flag was such a dream for me as well. I really loved doing that. That was something I had never thought like my content would take a direction in, but
Yeah.
hearing like my audience's response and then how people had like shared like similarities or stories to tell me via DM really really showed me that I could put a lot more out of myself into my content and be vulnerable, which I really loved. One other partnership opportunity that I really truly loved was doing the Godzilla pop-up with Super 7 at San Diego Comic-Con. So they had got me badges to like San Diego. I got to experience it. And it was like a dream come true. Like I'm also a huge Godzilla fan. So just getting to like do that and like kind of like tour the store and even like see the director of the Shin Godzilla movie was like that was like probably one of my favorite moments of this like entire year.
Yeah,
That's
that's really sick.
that's really cool. That's really, really cool. I love that. Um, so we're gonna wrap up with two other questions and then we're gonna move on to a different segment. But one of the questions was, what is something you're tired of seeing on social media?
I would definitely have to say rage bait videos. I feel like I do not agree with like just even like the underlying concept because like sometimes it just takes like one bad moment to like ruin someone's day. And at the end of the day, like what are you even really doing this for? Just like for clout and views? Like is that even really like maybe it's worth it to them, but I don't think like the like affecting other people negatively just to make them upset and capture their like feelings or their like hurt emotions on camera is not like the right thing to do. So like anytime I see them, I'm just like not interested. I'm just swiping away. Like I not to say that, like social media needs to add like huge value to society, but I think if you're actively trying to harm someone or damage their feelings, I don't really think that's something you should be proud of doing.
Say that's a really good answer.
Yeah.
That's a really, really good answer. Last question. As you know, People First does a lot of campaigns. If you could make your own campaign, what would it be?
Oh, so I would love to do a campaign on kind of sharing more like knowledge and awareness around the pit bull breed. I feel like there's a lot of negative stigma and false information about them. And people always say, oh, they like attack or they're like harmful to children. And I feel like a lot of people don't really know what they're talking about. As a child, I was attacked by like a golden retriever. So it's just sort of like it really is based around the owner. So I would love to do like some sort of campaign around that. Like
Yeah, I can see something like that with like best friends or the SPCIA because I feel like a lot of the time, like those feelings towards pit bulls are the reason why the shelters have so many of them. And I feel like if you do were to launch something like, listen, like this happens across every breed, or this is like something that's falsely attributed to one, I think there's a lot of like good partners out there for that too.
Weren't pit bulls, didn't pit bulls used to be called nanny dogs at one point?
Yeah, that is correct. They are very like protective around
Yeah.
children, and they were really used for that. That was like their primary use.
Yeah, my boyfriend is
Wow.
obsessed with pit bulls, obsessed with pit bulls, and he's taught me so much about them. Not that I never really had any type of negative connection towards them, but like I guess the what's it called? Just like what's it called? Like the assumption that they're just aggressive. Here on Oops, I'm an Influencer, we're starting kind of like a new little segment to see how this goes for future podcasts. It's basically Smash or Pass, but creator edition. So are you ready to kind of go through a couple of just a couple of quick
Oh,
questions, Smash or Pass?
absolutely. I will not hold back.
Period. Okay, creators starting their video with "Get ready with me."
I want to say Smash because I've done that before. So I haven't done it in a
Guilty.
while, but we'll Smash
Well,
before
Smash.
someone comes back and sees that I've done it.
Influencers who post day in my life and somehow fit in a six brand deal.
Hard pass, hard pass.
Hard pass. Any reason why?
It just feels inauthentic. Like maybe just sneaking in one is fine, but it's like, oh, all six of them. I'm like, really? Like,
It
good for
feels
you
like
though for landing it, but yeah.
it feels like lately that's become like the thing. Like doing a day in the life with me and then look at all the PR packages I got and there's like 10 of them. And I'm just like, I'm okay. I'm good.
Link in bio.
Yeah, link 'em.
Amazon, everything's linked on my Amazon, but comment cook.
Smash or pass van life.
Pass because I feel that it's very like romanticized, and I'm like, surely this is not the reality of it.
It's romanticized until you have to spend the night in a parking lot.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
Smash or pass. Creators who make apology videos with a ukulele.
Pass. Hard pass.
People who say POV, you're falling in love with me, but it's filmed in point five zoom.
I didn't even know this was a thing, admittedly. So
That's fair.
I will have to pass on it.
That's fair.
It's giving center of the universe. Yeah.
Gym talk.
Pass.
Real quick with that one. Creators who yell while talking just to get people's attention.
Pass. I find it so like performative, like you're just gonna scream. Like, is this how many takes did the scream like how many scream takes are there?
Yeah, they're usually the ones that are like, "Stop everything that you're doing right now." Da, 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 da. And it's just like, stop screaming at me, dude. Streamers.
Pass if the game is good. If the game is good. But maybe like towards video game streamers, if they're just streaming like everything they do in their like entire day,
Mhm.
hard pass.
Cool. The chill, cozy gamer who just decorates islands in Animal Crossing.
Smash because that would be me. That would literally be me if I wasn't doing this. I have over like 1,000 hours like on my Animal Crossing, and in my notes app, I have like a note like play Animal Crossing again because the update's coming out soon, so
Oh
I can't.
yeah. Him and Tom Nook are like this.
Yeah. TikTok ads that have creators earn commission at the bottom.
Pass. I don't even use TikTok, admittedly. I don't like it, so
Work. Creators using those big lights on their phone in public.
pass. I have been to a few events where I've seen it. It was like dark events at night, and it was just like a strobe light flashing, and I was like, oh, what is that?
And you know what? That's the end of it. And honestly, I think you earned the title of Oops, I'm an Influencer because you answered those all correctly.
Yeah. The title itself I love because I feel like that's so resonant with me. Like, oh, oops, I somehow am doing this now. So
You like
Thank you.
stumbled into this.
Thank you. I came up with it myself and I fought very hard for it with Val.
No, you really did.
But that was honestly a whole entire podcast. Thank you so much for joining us on our very first podcast ever. We're looking to do these monthly, and if you want to get more people first, follow us on socials or stay tuned. Our co-host Nicole does a podcast as well, and she explores influencer marketing, but from the strategist and brand perspective. And also, thank you, Derek, so much. If you love Derek, make sure to follow him on Instagram, at Dairy Cakes, correct?
Yes, yeah, at Dairy Cake. And thank you for having me on the first. It's like such an honor. Like I had never done a podcast and I had so much fun. So thank you guys so much.
Neither have we, and we're having fun doing it, honestly. But seriously, thank you so much, and hopefully we'll get to collaborate on another campaign again in the future. And I hope we get to talk to you very soon. Thank you so much for joining us.
Perfect. Thank you.